It's not every year that we get a draft prospect that leaves every Hoops fan's jaws on the floor. We've had LeBron, we've had Zion, but this is something different. Victor Wembanyama has risen so much in power before even getting drafted that NBA League Pass streams the France team's games. He offers a physical toolset unlike anything we've ever seen, mixed with a brilliant feel for the game itself. He scares you. He scares us. And he's going to scare basically every player in the NBA for future decades to come. So now, without further ado, let's talk about Victor Wembanyama. The young French star stands at a whopping 7 foot 4 inches and weighs 229 pounds. He also has the arms of Mr. Fantastic with his 8-foot wingspan. Yeah, 8-foot wingspan. And we wouldn't be surprised if one day you're watching a highlight and you see those superpowers stretch out even more. LeBron called him an alien. We call him a superhero. He's got something up his long sleeve. We all know it. As he's spent this season with the Metropolitan 92, he's shown us immense potential on both sides of the court. When it comes to offense, this dude can basically get any shot he wants. He's got enough post moves to survive inside just like any other big man, but it's when he's out roaming the perimeter and mid-range where he really shines. If you took the height of a giraffe and the speed of a gazelle, you would have Victor Wembanyama, gracefully weaving around the regular folk that share the court with him. He dazzles with pull-ups, step backs, and turnaround faders. He also seems to be trying to build his own ridiculous signature shot. I'd describe it as pretty much a floater from the three-point range. He's got such length and unassuming strength that he can pull off stuff like this. Also, he's a 19-year-old with the green light on a pro team, so it's only natural that sometimes there's a little ridiculousness going on. And yes, as I use that description, I am fully aware of the Rob Dyrdek rule. Say that word 3 times and Rob breaks into your home and hosts the next episode of Ridiculousness from your living room. That's only 2. There will not be a 3rd because I've heard it's a horrible time and I will not be partaking. But you know what isn't horrible? Basically, everything Victor does. Because even though he can practically get any shot he wants, he shows a feel for still playing team ball, which I would associate with growing up in the Euro basketball vision. He knows when to lay down a strong screen and even shows a touch for some playmaking. It might never be his go-to like a Nikola Jokic, but even showcasing that at such an early age will translate well for when he inevitably gets hounded with double teams in the pros. The joy of NBA players that are about to get to play this kid every night is that when they're done chasing him around with double teams, they now get to be the ones guarded by him. It's no surprise to anyone after even just seeing a picture of him, Wemby is really good at blocking shots. This season, he's currently averaging over 3 blocks a game. His fantastic length but light frame allows him to have quick hands and feet as people drive to the hoop or put up a shot. If you're driving against him, don't be surprised if those long limbs get in your dribble package and poke the ball loose. And if you're shooting, well, he's got an 8-foot wingspan. Plus great hustle every single play. You might as well start practicing your own ridiculous signature shot. See, I didn't say it, it was close. I can hear Rob waiting outside my door, but he's not coming. I didn't say it, Rob. So I feel like we've covered our bases of why Victor's about to destroy the game that we all love so dearly. But some of you pessimists out there might be saying, okay, but NBA players aren't actually going to fear him. And you know what? Maybe you're right. Their competitive spirit won't ever let them admit publicly that they think Wemby is going to beat them all. But in the back of their minds, they know there's never been anyone like him. We're seeing a league dominated at the top by international big men. Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis are all competing for championships and MVPs. So it only makes sense that an international giant has been watching and taking notes on how these guys do it. And the best part of that is those previously mentioned stars aren't in giant markets. And it looks like Wemby could very well land in Detroit, San Antonio, or Charlotte. So when we say the NBA should fear Victor, it's not just the players that are afraid, it's the big guys upstairs in their offices. If Wemby lives up to the hype, then bam, we have future finals of Nuggets and Pistons, or San Antonio and Milwaukee. The general public is definitely going to have to tune into those cities. And I know that doesn't really matter as the game continues to grow worldwide, but it's an interesting thought nonetheless that we don't hear often brought up. Before we get out of here and I have to shoo Rob Dyrdek out of my yard, we might as well talk about some of the worries of Vic. And mainly it revolves around his frame as the point of concern, at least early in his career. He's skinny. and there's no way to ignore it. We've seen tall, skinny guys look like they have massive potential, but then be unable to handle the grind of NBA seasons. Think Kristaps Porzingis, Taco Fall, or Bol Bol. Wembanyama could definitely fall into that category if a franchise isn't careful with him. I think an ideal landing spot is going to be somewhere that allows Victor to play next to a big man that can defend inside, so he can take the role of help defender. Those limbs could be devastating if he could defend in the style of Giannis or Jaren Jackson. He'll also need to be dedicated to the gym and his nutrition to bulk up in the years to come. Also, sometimes he can show flashes of being immature. But hey, the kid is only 19 years old. Everyone at 19 has a lot of maturing to do. And that's actually kind of what's even scarier about this whole thing. What could Mr. Fantastic grow into? We could look up in 5 years and a 24-year-old Vic is already holding up a ring. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.